It grew pretty quick. So we went like 5K months to 10K months. I think we got to like maybe 15K a month without spending any money on ads. And then when we turned on the ads, it very quickly doubled. Our goal was to double to 60K, obviously, when we joined. And yeah, pretty quickly surpassed that. In that 18 months, yeah, we've gone from 30K months to this month will be probably our biggest, so 170, 180 maybe. And it sounds greedy, but every time we got to that next milestone, we'd stop and appreciate it for sure. Like we definitely we're stoked along the way, but I think in us, it just meant as soon as we reached that milestone, it was like, what's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? Because we knew what we were achieving with what we already had, and knew that if we could keep refining it, then yeah, like look out. I think that's what I've liked the most about it. There was a lot of things in the course that initially I just didn't know what they what they were or how to do them, and now feel quite competent in them all, and I'm able to teach other people how to do them. And I mean, yeah, we're sort of essentially a digital marketing agency for the Foot Collective Canada now. And that's from blokes who didn't know anything about that 6 months ago. So what we've done here and what you and your course taught us, we've been able to replicate on our store and now at a global store, and it's working. I'd only come on board, I think, 6 months earlier, and we'd gone from sort of packing products in the living room of our tiny Auckland flower apartment to deciding it was time. Once I came on board, we had more bandwidth to sort of really push the marketing side of things and give that a red hot crack. And it just wasn't going to be possible if we were still shipping stuff from the apartment. So big first step was getting a logistics warehouse and going to 3PL and outsourcing the heavy lifting there so that we could focus on building a brand. Up until that point, all of our sales and just all of the revenue generation was coming through Instagram, just completely organic. So when I came on, I'd sort of dabbled in trying to understand, like I wasn't from a business background, I was a journalist, like a TV reporter for 7 years. So it wasn't really in my wheelhouse, but trying to work out what was needed to start building a customer base and then holding on to them. And I did a little bit of research into email marketing and had sort of set up some flows with MailChimp, and was doing a little bit of stuff in the background, and we were trying to sort of build a bit of a content machine so that ticked along. And I think, I'm trying to think back then what we were doing. It was literally, I think, creating content about the products and working out how we could streamline. We sell balance beams, these timber balance beams, and we were hand sanding them on the balcony of the apartment, buying the timber from Bunnings and then getting the cradles from a different place. And we sell metal ones that were getting powder coated, and it was all a lot of heavy lifting and refinement. And then I saw your ad, and I've been, obviously, the algorithm knew that I was needing some help in that department, and then watched your video, and it really resonated, because I think the reason I decided to join, and the reason Jim, my business partner, started it up, and we believed that the Foot Collective could make a massive impact, was because we saw that there were just so many people we could help. And a lot of the traditional approaches to business, and particularly e-commerce and selling physical products, we felt a little dirty about. Like it didn't sit right with us, just trying to sell for the sake of selling and almost pulling the wool over their people's eyes and selling them things that they didn't necessarily need. So I think that was what resonated with the for good focus of what you guys are about. Probably wasn't until I started talking to yourself and then going through the course, but first one was literally having the mindset of being a business person and being, an entrepreneur, and having the belief that that was your role now. I think I was still stuck in the mindset of, I'm a journalist who's giving this a crack. And it was like a lot of, fake it till you make it sort of approach to everything. Whereas, a change of mindset, I think, was a big thing that I needed. And then also, I think, like, just a very systems-based approach to how to roll everything out. It felt like there were 1,000,001 things to do, and it was hard to know what was the one that needed the most focus next, and just knowing where to put our energy. It was really exciting because I saw, and from the outset, like, having the mindset element straight up, I think is really important. So I think that was, a really powerful way to get me involved. And then straight off the bat, just having the live Q&A calls to be able to hold myself accountable, but also it was great to be able to chat to Daryl and work out, okay, well, instead of waiting 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or 3 or 4 months to try and get through all of these stages to get to where the next step may be, it was about adapting it so that we could implement a proper email marketing strategy from the outset, so that the money we were already spending on ads wasn't being lost on the customers we were getting to the store. So it was exciting to have something that I could just sink my teeth into and go, this is what I've got. It was a step-by-step guides. And I think that, you need to have your hand held sometimes, so you know how to navigate where you're going. I really liked the fact that it was just actionable, and it was, this is what you got to do next. And it wasn't like, you can try this app or you could try this app. It's like, do this and do this and do this. This is tested, this is tried. I think if you give people too many options, they get overwhelmed. So just telling people what you've learned and directing them specifically to that has been really powerful. It's been a bit of a unique startup in that we've really just brought on our mates, and luckily enough, they've got skills that are able to fit all the roles, and that's sort of how we want to run it. Like, we're sitting at a home office in North Brisbane. We've got a ping pong table, and we try and keep it light and fun, and that's play is the way is like a motto that we like to push on people, because if you can keep it playful, then it keeps it fun. It's very difficult to change your mindset unless you've had sort of a trigger or something to push you, or to open your mind to the fact that there is another way of looking at things. So if you feel like you need a hand and someone to guide you and support you in those early days, it's like it's like having this really high-powered torch that can keep you going in the right direction, and you can shine it on any aspect of your business, and it can give you clarity on where to go next, particularly with e-commerce brands. And I think particularly for brands that are doing this for the right reason, and that's to not just add more crap to landfill, but to actually add value to people's lives.